Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video we are going to take a look at the Goku Ultra Instinct or the AGL Ultra Instinct Goku, or whatever you want to call him, UI Goku, MUI Goku. Basically this is one of the new anniversary LRs that have come out with the game. He's a Miraculous Awakening and a representative of Universe 7, 170% lead. He is also guaranteed, well not guaranteed, has a high chance to crit on both of his super attacks, 18 and 12 key. He has attack and defense of 150%, with a great chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, which is 50%, key +1 up to 6 with each attack evaded, including super attacks, plus an additional defense of 30% within the same turn after evading a super attack. Medium chance of launching an additional super attack, plus also when below a certain threshold he will activate his revive skill after taking 3 hits or more. He then also has an active skill which can be activated once you are above 50% health after 4 turns, and allows you to increase your attack temporarily. In terms of links, he has Shocking Speed, Kamehameha, Tournament of Power, Prepared for Battle, Legendary Power, and Fierce Battle. So he has pretty good links, Godly Power included, in terms of most God units and most Tournament of Power units, especially the Tournament of Power Gokus and the Tournament of Power Vegetas. Overall, he's on a decent number of categories, but not an incredible amount. He's not like a Teen Gohan or a Vegeta. And he is on mainly his teams being Universal Survival Saga, Reps of Universe 7, Realm of Gods, Miraculous Awakening, and, well, Powerful Comeback. Beyond that, that's going to be his main categories. You could probably run him on most of these categories as a front runner for any of these teams, but those will be the teams that he operates best on, mainly due to the high leader skills in terms of leader skill stats and everything else involved. In terms of build, you want to go additionals, much like Vegeta, because that's going to help you get more attacks in, and all those attacks are going to have a chance to crit. We'll try him out on a Universe 7 team. I think Miraculous Awakening is a slightly better category than Powerful Comeback, which is something to factor in for Goku. But other than that, Goku's more of your hype unit, in a sense that Goku's RNG-ness makes him either incredibly powerful, as in come across as being super OP, or he can come across a bit worse off than Vegeta. It really depends on what you want out of your units. But Goku's here, we've got him in the opening rotation. We've got 4 links set up. He's not obviously sharing a lot of his crucial links, but he does have some decent support on this rotation as well, in terms of 20%. So not a lot of support, but a decent amount, and we'll manage to get his 18 key. Defense at a good starting point there of a 150, 160 or so thousand, and we will have him dish out a solid super attack damage. In terms of his attack animations, obviously like Vegeta, they are pretty stonks, they're pretty cool, they're pretty rock solid, so nothing too bad. 3.3 million, really good starting point. Obviously we don't have his perfect link partner yet, we are under 100, well, double 170% leads, but we get the additional, and so we're looking really good right off the bat with Goku here, getting to see both animations, getting a crit, and yeah, just really getting a good idea of what Goku's going to bring to the table. So really solid opening turn there by Goku. So just to talk about build obviously for a second, just like Vegeta, we want to go for additionals, even though they don't stack attack and defense or anything for more than 1 turn, and they don't stack any form of defense really. The reason we're going additionals is because that greater chance to crit basically means that any crit's not so much a waste, just not as valuable, because they're already proccing a higher chance to crit than they probably will get from their hidden potential system. That being said, you basically want to choose additionals with every path you can take, and then select crit with whatever's left over. You then also probably want to go for full additionals and attack bonuses in the form of their hidden potential system equipment system and slots. Beyond that, the only problem that Goku faces is that in certain events evasion is disabled, which means that Goku's starting defense cannot get any higher. So unlike Vegeta, who for example could enter the LGEGT and take on a full blow from the SS4 Gogeta at the end, or the SS4 Goku and Gogeta and everything at the end, The only problem is that Goku is not going to be able to do that. The reason Goku is not going to be able to do that is basically just because Goku, unfortunately, doesn't have the ability to evade those attacks. So Goku's defense is set at a certain capacity that it cannot exceed, because he cannot get those 30% bonuses from his evasion. So in some events where evasion is disabled, Goku's really going to see that notable difference. Vegeta will always proc and stack his damage reduction, which means that his damage reduction overall is going to be more stable in the majority of events, because once he's hit, he gets that proc. There's no event so far that I know of that disables proccing on hit. I don't think there ever will be, because it kind of eliminates the point of the game. So, and that being said, Vegeta from that aspect is a lot more stable defensively. But in every single other event, SBR, other things like that, Goku really can shine. That evasion is at a very nice high point, and also those extra 30% procs are going to act a lot like Whis and make him really, really good defensively if he gets even just 1 or 2 evasions or dodges in. And because it can proc afterwards or before, it's nice that he can get that defense, whether he obviously gets hit before he fires a super attack or whether he gets hit after he fires a super attack. So he's always got that in his locker. Obviously, preferably, it would be nice to get those procs before super attacking. No specific reason, but it's just nice in case he gets like a super attack afterwards, or, you know, for him to take less attacks before than he does after. But there's really much of a muchness about it, because obviously nothing stacks on super attacks, so we're pretty much all sorted there. We're now going to see probably his best turn. He's got the MUI Goku on rotation, so we're seeing 143 or so thousand defense, which is obviously pretty good. So we'll get a good idea of just how well he does, but we'll take a look at his active skill for now and return afterwards. So a pretty awesome KO screen and a pretty awesome active skill in general. Obviously we didn't get to see an attack stat from him there, but we got a good idea of his attack stats throughout the mission. And of course also we managed to get a pretty good glance at his defensive numbers. Obviously we can't see what they are after he evades, but we can take a rough guess that a single evasion will raise that 140 or so K to roughly 150, 160, and we'll keep moving on from there. So Goku can get a rapidly high defense quite soon. We're now going to run him on a combination kind of Miraculous Awakening / Kamehameha team, which is going to be a pretty interesting team, because units like Cell are included on Miraculous Awakening and Kamehameha, which means we can have a pretty interesting team build overall, which is quite nice. So in terms of this Goku, obviously we have a couple more dupes in this Goku, so we'll get a good idea of what Goku's kind of maxes are. Unfortunately we don't have that much support here, so we're just going to be seeing some raw numbers instead of some augmented support based numbers. But that being said, this will be a Rainbow Goku comparatively to the 55% Goku that we took earlier, and he's still under some pretty high lead skills. So not only will we see obviously higher stats overall, but we should get a pretty good idea of how much dupes affect Goku. Like any other unit, obviously dupes are a very, very big plus to Goku, but they're really going to help him and Vegeta, because obviously those additionals from the hidden potential system are really going to help them increase their overall damage, because their damage mainly comes from the consistency of them critting, with their attack numbers not being nuka based and a little bit lower than some of the nuka or high damage LRs. They really make up for it in terms of their crits. Units like LR Gogeta and, you know, the Tech Vegeta, for example, are obviously going to output a lot more overall. But we can immediately see that increase in Goku's defense simply from having the dupes, no support on rotation, and he's a solid 20 or so thousand higher than his highest point with a support as a 55%. So straight away a really, really impressive kind of performance there. Obviously we've KO'd before we can see an additional super attack or anything, but the next turn we should probably see Goku's a really good attack stat, other Goku, and we'll get a good idea of how he's performing. Obviously in terms of Miraculous Awakening, it is a little bit of a wonky team, much like Powerful Comeback. Without having any native supports for the category, you're kind of stuck with, if you want to run things like supports, running supports that either don't support the full category or that are niche and only support certain units. But obviously again, you don't always need supports, and a team like this is already quite powerful just from the roster of units that it can run. Units like Int LR Gohan alongside AGL Gohan, a lot of perfect cells to pair together, and of course you can run Goku and Vegeta as a pairing themselves. MUI Goku after his recent EZA is also a solid option. So here we go, this unit's even been link leveled up all the way, 177,000 defense with no support, and we'll get a good look at how he's going to perform. We're not going to use the active skill, because we're going to just try and see if we can get a good look at an attack stat for Goku, and then afterwards maybe we'll use it again. But 177k is very good, with support probably pushing him close to the 200k mark, which is a really impressive feat. 3.1 million as well, which is quite decent, although it's only on the 12 key, so we didn't manage to get the 18 key, which obviously means the damage is going to be a little bit lower. But you can already see 3.1 million on the 12 key is somewhat close to the 18 key range mark of the 55% unit. Goku then also additional there, so we're already looking at a super solid performance. We're going to try and avoid taking out this unit here, or at least killing them, so we can maybe see Goku get his 18 key. An issue with both Goku and Vegeta I've noticed is that they are missing crucial key links from both solid sets of build-up. Shocking Speed's not maybe the most common link, along with Royal Lineage being a key link for Vegeta. They're required to get additional attacks or evade to really build up their key. Obviously on Goku's side it's the evasion, so if Goku's not taking many attacks, which in some events can happen from time to time, in some of the slower build-up events, you can in the early stages struggle to get your 18 key. That being said, in events like SBR, you won't have any problem taking some attacks so that you can get Goku to evade and build up his key. So that's not too much of an issue overall. It's just something to take note that the first 2 turns or so that they're out, you may struggle to get their 18 key. But again, we're sitting at the 177k mark, so we know that's obviously kind of where his threshold is as a rainbow unit. We are going to get his 18 key, and this unit is even nicely link leveled, but we'll use his active skill for now. So again, very nice to see his active skill, obviously something that's really cool and really unique to both the units. We'll avoid killing this unit here, which will allow us to basically, should allow us to basically get one final attack stat in with Goku, which will be really nice to see, because it's nice to see how often they can use their active skill. But it's also important to see, what kind of damage an 18 key will do when it's used with a Rainbow Goku. So we'll get that attack stat in next turn. We shouldn't really run the risk of killing these guys here. We have 2 int units on rotation, both of whom are not necessarily the strongest at 55%. So at this point we're looking pretty decent overall. And we'll get a good look at how much damage Goku does next turn. So that's going to be a really impressive feat. Oh, almost got an additional there, which would have made things close. Like I said, they're not the most impressive at 55%, but they still can do some damage. And here we go, we'll have Goku lined up, so we should get a good idea of his 18 key. We'll definitely get enough key here, so everything should be fine. We're not going to get the 24 key, which is a little bit of a shame, but it's okay. We'll get a good enough representation of Goku's attack stat here. and he should finish everything up, because I mean, it's Goku, so I'm expecting him to finish everything up as a rainbow unit. And there we go, there's the dodging coming in hand, building up some extra ki, and 4.67 million, which is very, very good considering his greater chance to crit on all of his attacks, which we will get here. So there we go, that's pretty impressive from Goku. A nice good look at the rainbow unit, and you can see the difference that those extra dupes really make. No support, and he was rocking out some pretty impressive and some pretty high numbers. So all said, pretty good from Goku. It'll be nice to take a look and just see what kind of links now that we need to really make this unit shine. Obviously, one of the important things with Goku is getting those key links, so we will make sure that we focus in on getting things like Shocking Speed, Prepared for Battle, and Tournament of Power. The second most important links are going to be links like Godly Power and Fierce Battle, because those are some big attack links. And then finally Kamehameha and Legendary Power, which although it's a common link between legendaries, is sometimes a difficult link to pull off when you can factor in all the other links that are available. So like I said, we'll start off with Shocking Power and Shocking Speed, and Prepared for Battle. That's not going to give us a long list of units, because those are two very strange links for units to have together. Along with Godly Power, it's going to create pretty much only two options here. Well, two options that I own, to be said. But overall, it's a very limited selection of skills to use, so you're not really going to be able to nestle all three of those link sets together, and neither of those Gokus are units you're going to want to pair with this amazing UI card. The next unit that's the next links that are mainly so important is if we get rid of Godly Power, you do have Shocking Speed and Prepared for Battle here. A lot of the SS4 units are pretty good. They also will share Fierce Battle, which is really nice. It's a good touch-up, so that's 3 links if you're really desperate for a linking partner. Also, in the case of the Strength Goku, you'll have Kamehameha, which is also a very good link. And then of course we have a nice selection of LRs. The LR Int Gohan is not necessarily the greatest yet, but he has an LR ZA in future, I'm sure, along with Goku and Vegeta Angel, which transforms into Vegito. They share 4 links, and then when he transforms they also share 4 links. They do lose Shocking Speed as a key link, but by the time you transform with Vegito, you should have hopefully evaded some attacks to make up for that missing key. So overall, still a pretty decent link pairing. And then of course, like I said, they share 4 links with the Strength SS4 Goku, which is also a very, very solid connection. Obviously, from that point onwards, we then are going to be concerned with Tournament of Power units. Those are going to be the main teams that Goku's going to operate on. Universal Survival Saga, the Realm of the Gods team will have a lot of Tournament of Power units, and the representatives of Universe 7, along with Miraculous Awakening and Powerful Comeback, on the mainstays of those teams. So they're generally going to be the units that you're going to rock when you're looking at those teams. That being said, of course, we are looking for some powerful linking partners, so we're going to throw in Tournament of Power there. And we're also going to be looking for something like Kamehameha, which is a link that a lot of Gokus will carry. And then that should give us a decent selection of units, or at least some units that'll give Goku some really high attack power. That gives us 2 prime units. The SSBKK Kaioken Goku is really good. Obviously, he's a great linking partner for many cards. It's part of his kind of skill set, especially offensively. And then of course we have the MUI Goku, who we already saw is a incredibly solid linking partner, sharing 5 links with Goku, which is like his second highest. So this is his second best linking partner. He is very good after his EZA, so it's even more meaningful now to have him in your team. If you do not have a linking partner for Goku, this is your go-to unit. And then of course, if we just take a look at general in Tournament of Power units, we will see a couple other options pop up, which will be nice to see, especially units that are going to get their EZAs in future. But one of those units is the free-to-play Goku Ultra Instinct Sign. So the one nice thing about this card is obviously it's free to play, which means not only does it share some decent links with Goku, it's also free to play, easy to get, and after his EZA will be a very solid and reliable unit. And then of course we do have the unit that was given out, Not necessarily the best unit, but you can use him if you're in a tight pinch or a free-to-play player. You can also use that Goku as the only way other than Kai's to raise the SA of this UI Goku, although I don't suggest it just from a collector's point of view, but you're welcome to anyway if you really want to. But beyond that, in terms of units that I do not have, we obviously need to highlight the partners that Goku could use that are very good. So the first one we'll obviously start off with is the SSBE, or the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Evolved Vegeta. He shares 5 links with Goku, which is obviously very impressive, and they are designed to be that way so that you can run both together, and they are on pretty much every category together, so it is a very good pairing. There can just be missing 1 or 2 crucial key links between the two of them. The next very solid pairing is 5 links between him and the joint Goku and Vegeta card. Obviously, again, very solid. And then we come to his final link partner, which is his best link partner, that being Goku Ultra Instinct Sign, who is from a summonable LR banner and can be bought with yellow coins. He shares 6 in total with Goku, which makes him the best. But that's going to be it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. But as always, until then, cheers, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!